A very good evening to you and welcome to the news on Niger Delta Television. I am Ebimeseya Abba. Thanks for joining us. First, the headlines. Governor Diri unveils new agenda at State Executive Council Summit holding in Akwa Ibom. Sudan dam bursts, 60 lives lost and tens of thousands displaced due to flooding. Plus, Nigeria Football Federation appoints new Super Eagles head coach. Now the news in details. Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doye Diri says his second-term agenda will be hinged on 7 critical aspects of developmental strategy. Senator Diri stated this while declaring open a 3-day State Executive Council retreat with a theme consolidating the dividends of shared prosperity in Uyo, Akwa Ibom states. In a keynote address, the governor stressed that the retreat was essential for key government officials to foster collaboration, drive innovation, and ensure that policies and programs align with common goals, as well as consolidate on its first term's achievements. Senator Doye Diri said his administration has developed the acronym ASSURED, which is hinged on 7 pillars that would serve as a beacon to ensure economic growth, social development, infrastructure advancement, environmental sustainability, cultural preservation, and good governance. He explained that the ASSURED agenda entails agricultural revolution, sports development, security, urban renewal, robust healthcare, energy generation, and diversifying education. The state's chief executive said his administration was committed to ensuring food security and will do so by opening up opportunities to maximize the potentials of the state's blue economy. In the area of sports and youth development, he said, the state's investment in sports infrastructure and programs was targeted at nurturing talents, build character, and create opportunities for youths of the state. On its agenda of consolidating security and peace, the governor emphasized that his administration was working tirelessly to improve security measures to sustain its status of being one of the peaceful states in the country and leverage on the record to industrialize the states. He also stressed that another core pillar of the government will be urban renewal and rural development as investments in infrastructure, housing, transportation, and water supply were ongoing. To promote quality healthcare delivery, the governor said his government is committed to invest in modern infrastructure to improve access to adequate healthcare services for all citizens, regardless of location. The governor will emphasize the importance of teamwork, urged participants to generate sound ideas to actualize the administration's prosperity agenda, adding that the primary responsibility was to serve the people. Speaking on the topic, teamwork, key to actualizing the prosperity agenda, one of the resource persons, Mr. Kalada Apiafi, highlighted the characteristics of an effective team and the principles of delegation. Also speaking on the lecture, Vision Setting, Governance and Performance, Dr. Joe Abba noted that of all the ills that kill the poor, none was as lethal as bad governance. In his lecture, Policymaking and Implementation, renowned public speaker Dr. Linus Okorie said, excellent visions and strategies can be bettered, but only the zeal to implement them will transform the goals behind such ideas by a leader to reality. The Minister of State for Petroleum, Hanneken Lokpobri, says President Bola Tinubu administration is actively committed to enhancing the welfare of host communities, particularly in the context of oil production and mining activities. Lokpobri made this known when he received a delegation from the Paratorubeni Federated Communities of Ikerimo Local Government Area and Bayelsa State who visited his office in Abuja and expressed their displeasure over perceived neglect by oil operators within their communities. The minister also highlighted government's focus on ensuring that the benefits of oil production extend to local communities. Said the success of the oil industry relies on the active participation of all stakeholders, particularly the host communities whose welfare is paramount. The minister assured that immediate steps will be taken to addressing all the issues Paratorubeni delegation raised and urged them to continue their steadfast support to the federal government in ramping up production. Reactions have continued to trail federal government's move to stop candidates under 18 years of age from sitting for the West African Senior School Certificate Examination (WASSCE). Some respondents who spoke with NDTV News on the issue expressed displeasure with the idea of parents seeking admission for their children who are too young to cope with the rigors of university education. Correspondent Gift Kalio reports.
Speaking on the issue, a parent who is also a teacher in the state, Mrs. Gloria Akemi, said that the move is in the right direction as most of these children are not matured mentally, morally, and otherwise, but however suggested that consideration should be given to those who may appear brilliant than their age.
It's for the good of our children because some of them they are really too small in universities. They are really too small, some are underage, they are 14 years in university, or some are 15 years in university, of which some of those children, they don't even know their rights, they don't even know their left from their rights. They are doing very well, even with their age.
Also, Maybe Brisibe, another parent who opined that the move is not entirely bad, just as it is not entirely good, called for caution as most persons may be forced to increase their age too soon just to meet up.
So, the reason why they go about the police is for those parents, like all of us who have children, to write comment traffic like 4. Write and jump SS1. They are present like that. They want us to stop it. And it's not helping us to drive this. And that's one of the reasons why we don't go through the mature process. So this matter is good and bad. But eventually, it will stop us parents.
Amazing Collins, an 11-year-old JSS2 student who is expected to round up her secondary school at age 15, expressed disappointment on the issue.
I feel bad, but I'll still wait till reach 18. And I can go to any place and learn something to do.
It would be recalled that the Honorable Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Maman, recently said students below 18 years of age will no longer be qualified to sit for the West African Senior School Certificate Examination in Nigeria. Gift Kalio, NDTV News.
The board and management of the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company, PHED, has described as fallacious insinuations by an online medium that about 4.3 billion naira was misappropriated by some top shirts in the company. The allegations circulating on social media, particularly an online publication called informantsline.com, claims that 4.3 billion naira was misappropriated by technical partner Engineer Matthew at DevBeer, board chairman Engineer Olis Kemenanabo, and other management staff. The institution maintained in a statement that the accusations are completely unfounded and intended to discredit the chairman of the board, technical partners, and other key management staff members who played crucial roles in the removal of the management staff who were involved in various acts of misconduct in April 2024. It urged the public and critical stakeholders to disregard the false claims, noting that management is committed to investigating the source of the damaging information. We'll bring you more reports after the break. Stay tuned.
The Inebraton family of Ayakriyama, Oboloma, and Oleoware family of Okumobiri compound in Oboloma town, Bahrain Kingdom, in Yenagoa local government area of Bayelsa State, announced the transition into glory of our beloved son, brother, uncle, father, grandfather, Timipa Inebraton, who died on the 7th day of August 2024 at the age of 65. He is survived by his wives, Mrs. Abigail Inebraton and Mrs. Sweet Inebraton. Children include Dr. Inebraton Priye, Miss Faith Inebraton, Kinsley Inebraton, Miss Sarah Inebraton, Miss Rejoice Inebraton, 3 grandchildren, Mrs. Perry Inebraton, daughter-in-law, and a host of other relations too numerous to mention. Burial arrangements. Friday, 30th of August 2024, 10 a.m. Timipa Draft Open Challenge in Ayakriyama. 4 p.m. Timipa Open Challenge Wrestling Bout between Mosain vs IYC by Ryan Klein. Saturday, 31st of August 2024, 12:30 p.m. Body leaves NDUTH Okolobri Mortuary en route a motorcade to Ayakriyama, Oboloma to be received by chiefs and family members of Inebraton compound. 2 p.m. Body arrives at the venue for brief line in state and Christian funeral rite. 2:30 p.m. Tributes and special commendation service. 4 p.m. Interment. 4:20 p.m. Entertainment of guests. Special performance by Ijo Anointed Cultural Troupe. 7 p.m. till dawn. Traditional wake-up with music supplied by Junior Barrister. 1st of September 2024, 10 a.m. Thanksgiving service at St. Paul's Anglican Church of Boloma Town. May his soul rest in peace. Amen. Signed, Chief Isaiah Inebraton for the family, Elder Prince Will Deye for the Oleoware family, and Dr. Inebraton Priye's son, Chief Mourner.
You're welcome back. Now the rest of the news. Nollywood actress and producer Adama Luke seeks forgiveness from Nigerians after the tragic boat accident that claimed the lives of actor John Odowondo, also known as Junior Pope, and others. For details of this report and more on entertainment news, let's join Stephanie Biseni.
Nollywood actress and producer Adama Luke has publicly apologized following the tragic boat accident that claimed the lives of actor John Odowodo, also known as Junior Pope, and 4 other crew members. The accident occurred in April while they were filming Luke's movie, The Other Side of Life. Since then, Luke has been struggling with depression and has taken to social media to express her sorrow, seeking forgiveness from Nigerians. Luke shared that the incident has left her unable to work and has deeply affected her mental health. She has faced significant online criticism, many blaming her for the deaths. The producer stated that she had requested a safer filming location and was assured by her team that the area was safe, despite her concerns about the lack of life jackets. The actress revealed that she has been trying to support the families of the victims, but her financial situation has been strained. She expressed regrets over the tragic events and is asking Nigerians for prayers as she battles with her grief and the overwhelming burden the incident placed on her. Famous Nigerian music video director and cinematographer Fengod Omori Smith, popularly known as TG Omori, has revealed that he recently underwent a kidney transplant surgery in Lagos and that his only brother, the kidney donor. Sadly, TG Omori disclosed this in a statement shared through his social media handle. He called on his fans to pray for him as he continues to battle the kidney ailment, noting that he had gone into the theater 3 times already and that he was not just destined to die so soon. This revelation has sparked an outpouring of support from fans and well-wishers across the country. Fame One Studios, a Nigerian production company, has announced the release of its latest film, Farmer's Bride, set for September 27th. Set in Ibadan in the 80s, the drama tells the story of Odun, a wealthy farmer who marries a young bride, Fumi. Their marriage takes a dark turn when Fumi enters a forbidden affair with Odun's nephew, leading to a tale of love, betrayal, and supernatural consequences. The film features a strong cast including Toby Bakre, Mercy Aigbe, and Femi Branch, with Adebayo Tijani and Jack Kenneth Opukeme directing. As part of the launch, Fame One Studios will also release the film's trailer and character posters. With Farmer's Bride, Fame One Studios continues its mission to produce high-quality African stories following the success of its previous film, Adire. I am Stephanie Biseni, reporting for NDTV News.
And now to sports news. Nigeria's Football Federation, NFF, has appointed German national Bruno Labbadia as the new head coach of the Super Eagles. For details of this report, let's join Ayeni Mieni.
The NFF has named Labbadia as the new head coach of the Super Eagles. The Super Eagles, who will play Rwanda in the AFCON 2025 and 2026 World Cup qualifiers, have not had a coach since George Finidi resigned his position as head coach in June 2024 after the team's home draw with South Africa and their away loss to Benin in Abidjan, where they lost 2-1. Labbadia's first test will be against Benin in the AFCON qualifiers on September 7 before traveling to Kigali to face Amavubi on September 10. According to NFF Communication Manager Ademola Olajire, the NFF Executive Committee has approved the recommendation of its Technical Development Subcommittee to appoint Bruno Labbadia as head coach of the Super Eagles. The appointment is with immediate effect, he added. The 58-year-old Labbadia played for Bayern Munich from 1991 to 1994, making 82 appearances and tallying 28 goals. Germany capped him twice between 1992 and 1995. Over the course of his 21-year coaching career, he has coached teams like Leverkusen, Hamburg, Wolfsburg. In April 2023, he was fired from his position as VfB Stuttgart, where he had almost brought the team down to the lower leagues. I am Ayemi Miene for NDTV Sports.
Now away from Nigeria, at least 60 people have been killed after the Herbert Dam burst due to excessive rainfall in war-torn Sudan. After being ravaged by 16 months of civil war, Sudan is now experiencing torrential rains and floods that have killed dozens and forced tens of thousands from their homes. Director of the Red Sea States Water Authority, Omar Issa Taher, said the flooding has wiped out the entire area. Millions of people have been forced from their homes and multiple states have declared famine. The Herbert Dam is the main water supply for Port Sudan, the Red Sea city that became the administrative capital as fighting overtook the capital, Khartoum. Former United States President and Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump is facing challenges from within his party as more than 200 Republican officials have worked for former United States President George Bush, have written an open letter endorsing the United States Vice President and Democratic candidate Kamala Harris instead of Donald Trump. This endorsement is coming weeks ahead of the U.S. presidential election scheduled to hold in less than 3 months. The group of Republican officials, including several former aides to former President George Bush, who endorsed Kamala Harris, are urging other moderate Republicans and conservatives to do the same. To end the news, a recap of the major stories. Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doye Diri says his second-term agenda will be hinged on 7 critical aspects of developmental strategy. We also brought you reports that at least 60 people have been killed after the Herbert Dam burst due to excessive rainfall in war-torn Sudan. And finally, Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) has appointed German national Bruno Labbadia as the new head coach of the Super Eagles. And that's it all on the news tonight. Many thanks for staying with us. I am Ebi Messiah Apa. Good night.